Great. So we've been over our Zoom expectations. So again, make your username your first and last name so we can take attendance. And so again, you can enter to win the giveaway. If you don't put your name, I don't know who you are. Cameras aren't required. They have you still engaged. Microphone should be muted unless you're given permission or at the very end. We have a question, just put it in the chat. We will address it. Let's see. They'll be answered throughout the presentation. Stay alert, be engaged, take notes, be respectful, and stay until the end. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of the questions really quick. The poll is optional. It's okay if you didn't get to answer it. That's okay. And then someone said signing up for August orientation. The August orientation is it's not like the one you just attended. It's just automatic. You just come. I'm working on the schedule right now. So once it's finalized, I'll just send it to you guys. But we are having one of these Zoom sessions later in August, just talking about the orientation. But you don't have to sign up for it. We'll give you the schedule and you come. That's kind of how it is. That's it. If you're moving in that weekend, of course you have to come to move in, but you'll get more information later. No worries. And then someone else had a question about the honors program. If you've been into the honors program, that's great. You just can't do purpose first. You have to choose one. That's fine. I don't care which one you choose. Just choose one. Let me know which one you want to choose so I can review from the program or let Dr. Winters know. That way I just know, but no hard feelings. Good for you. I'm happy. So that's how it works. Okay. So if you enter the honors program, you can't do both this and purpose first. So just let me know so we can get you helped. Okay. All right, cool. That's all the questions so far. Moving on. First, I want to introduce our special guest today. This is Miss Jackie from Latino Cultural Center. I really invited her here just kind of give more, it's important to get involved on campus. And personally, when I was a student here, I knew about the Latino Cultural Center, but I didn't go because I thought I didn't belong there. The students for Latino students, and I'm not. So I was like, oh, well, that's great. That looks really fun and exciting, but that's not for me. But all the cultural centers and resource centers here on campus are for anybody. The point kind of is just to share the culture and kind of share that this is a space for students in this community, but also anyone who wants to learn, be respectful, and just be engaged with someone else. That's kind of what it's about. But I'm gonna let just Jackie kind of explain more about the LCC. Yeah. And I think you should be able to unmute yourself. Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah, no, you're good. Thank you, Asia. Okay, well, what is up, everyone? My name is Jackie Velasquez. I represent the Latino Cultural Center. I also represent Community Belonging and Success Department here at Student Affairs. So what did that look like? So essentially, Community Belonging encompasses three different centers. So we have the Latino Cultural Center, the African American Cultural Center, and the ANTS, which is Adult Non-Traditional Transfer Students Center. So all three of our centers work together, and Asia put it perfectly. There is this misconception of, if I'm not Latino or if I'm not Hispanic or if I'm not Black, I'm not able to go into these centers. And that is most definitely not the case. We welcome anyone and everyone, and we just want, everyone to be able to celebrate culture, celebrate different diverse backgrounds. So yeah, come through to either of our centers. We all work together, all of us directors, to host events. But let me get down into what specifically my center, Latino Cultural Center, provides. So logistically, we provide calculator rentals, the TI-84 rentals for the whole academic year or semester. So if you need one of those calculators for a class that you might be taking, it's first come, first serve. So essentially, you would come to our center. Myself or one of our student workers would help you check it out, and you would be able to have it for the entire semester or academic year. And you would fill out a form, and obviously the expectation is that you would return it back to us. We also do offer laptop rentals. That is through our African American Cultural Center. But if you can't find it, you can come here and then we can guide you to where the WinDAC is. What else? We have, calculators, laptops. We offer free printing services at each of our centers as well, which is huge just because you will be spending a lot of money on printing. Like, let's say you have to do projects. So make sure to take advantage of the resources on campus. Our services are free here when it comes to printing. And not only that, but we also do have like materials that you may need for projects. So like construction paper and scissors and just like school items that you would need for any sort of project. So that's logistically pretty much what we offer within each of our centers. at each of our centers, we also have like kitchenettes or kitchen. Our African American Cultural Center has a full kitchen. So a lot of people who are involved in student organizations, and let's say they want to make, I don't know, like walking tacos and they need to cook the beef, like they'll go to the WINDAC, which WINDAC stands for African American Cultural Center, by the way. And they'll cook the beef and then they'll like, for their student organization, that's how they raise money. So you're more than welcome to use any of our amenities at any time. It's just a matter of coming through, asking, and just getting to know the people at the center. So all of our spaces are an opportunity for y'all to just network, get to know other students on campus, and also just get involved. We host so many different events throughout the academic year. We celebrate all of the prime months. So we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, Black History Month, Pride Month. And we are always doing so many different events for each of those months. So obviously the upcoming one is Hispanic Heritage Month. So we're having a kickoff, and that's going to be at Forterra Football Stadium. We do so many giveaways. Like this year, I have gym bags and backpacks and just like all of this cool gear that's able for you all to just get for free, as long as you just come through to the event. And it's also an opportunity for you to hang out, get to know other people, and just vibe. Like all of our events always have DJs and people are dancing or line dancing. It's honestly such a fun time. So I definitely encourage you all to kind of get out of that comfort zone of attending the events, not just that we offer, but that APSU offers, because APSU truly does have a lot of stuff going on pretty much every week, like at least. Um, so any questions at all, like feel free to reach out to me or just come to one of our centers. Like Keith knows, Keith is very involved on campus as well. So he's also a great resource if you have any questions. Um, but what else? I think that's honestly it. Like it really is just a vibe. It's a good time. We also offer our spaces for, if you need the space to yourself, you can rent out our spaces. And all of our spaces have a TV, a couch, board games. So if you want to get your student organization together one night and you want to do like after hours study hours, that's something that you can book with us, and then you have the space to yourself. So it really just comes down to communicating with us. What is it that you're looking for? We also offer scholarships through each of our centers, and that's located on our websites if you want to apply for scholarships. So definitely look into that. And last thing I was almost forgot is we offer a lot of work study positions. In my center specifically, I will be offering 2 internship positions, which would be non-work study, because for many who may not have work study, it's also important for us to provide an opportunity for students who don't have work study as well. So our work study positions start out at $12 an hour. And of course, you can't go over the 20 hours a week. So if you are looking for a side hustle, this would be a really good opportunity for you to take advantage of. For being in the centers, like you pretty much help with checkout technology, help clean up the centers, help set up events. But if there's nothing to do in the center and it's a slow day, genuinely all of our expectation as directors is for you all to focus on your schoolwork. So truthfully, like you are a student first, and we want to make sure that you all succeed academically. So if there's nothing going on within our centers, we want you to be able to prioritize that while you're working in our centers. So it's a pretty good gig, honestly. So if you're interested in that, feel free to shoot me an email, and just kind of let me know that you're interested in working at one of the centers or my center, and I can definitely lead you in the right direction there. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have today. Does anyone have any questions? And you can always message me and email me too if any questions pop up. Or Asia, Keith, y'all can let me know if anything came up too. And Keith, if you want to add anything too, because I know you're always hanging out with us. So if you want to add anything about
Yeah, I was gonna
well,
say, it's very welcoming, so you guys don't have to be afraid to go in there. And yeah, if you're in my class, I like food. They be having food. So they have snacks. Sometimes they have like candy and stuff. So like you like that type of stuff. And then for those of you who may be taking like a foreign language, I took Spanish. And even the students there, they will help you. So I made the mistake and told them to only speak to me in Spanish. Don't do that because they take it serious. They will do that. Other than that, it's very welcoming, and you wouldn't feel out of place, and people will just talk to you. So yeah, I go there for also to print because printing is hectic on campus. So
Yeah, and I would say too, like there a lot of our events are fun and we have free food and some of them are also very career and professional development focused as well. Like we have the Rise conference, which is an opportunity for you all to connect with employers, and we also offer like free headshot opportunities, which is truly huge. Headshots become really expensive after, once you're not in school anymore. Like, so take advantage of a free headshot, please, to build your LinkedIn profile. We always have a career readiness month within our center. So definitely make sure to just stay connected. Your biggest resource, and I'm sure Asia, you're going to probably talk about this, is Govs Connect, the app that we're going to be transitioning to where you're going to be able to see all of our events. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and let you take back over.
Thank you, Miss Jackie. That was perfect. I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna start. Because staff can go to the events too, right? I mean, I can go to. Okay, cool. Because I never know. Because I feel weird, like who's this old person? But okay, perfect. I'll be.
Stop. We're literally the same age. Please come. Please come.
I feel like the students think we're old, but it's okay. But okay, thank you, Miss Jackie. All right, guys. So this is the professionalism part of the presentation. So just as an introduction, right? So college is a place to kind of grow your knowledge, become well-rounded, and become prepared for life after school. Emphasis on life after school. You're here for 4 years, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, but this is only a small portion of your life. My goal here, and really everyone's goal here at the university, is to make sure you're prepared for life after college, that you have a solid foundation for success now. That way, after graduation, you kind of have a better idea of what you're doing. Being an adult is hard, just frankly, it's hard. But if you're able to practice these skills now, when it's kind of the stakes are a lot less higher, it'll be a lot easier when you graduate. That's kind of the whole point, right? So here in college, you'll get the chance to explore your interests, learn new things, enjoy new experiences, and again, build important skills for your future. However, we talked about this last time. You can't really do that if you just go to class and go home. That's just not, you're here for the degree, yes, but you're also here for the experience to kind of get those intangible things that you're getting along with the degree, right? So, am I still recording? Okay, yeah, thank God. Okay, so you're here to get those things that that aren't tangible, right? So friendships, networking, doing new things, going to LCC, just doing new things on campus that you can't really do anywhere else, all right? So what does that mean? So being professional in college means showing up prepared, right? Following class expectations and building good habits. So college is very different from kind of probably any other thing you've experienced so far. It truly is its own unique culture, has its own language in a way. It's its own everything, all right? So it's going to be different from things you've experienced in high school, at home, or previous jobs you have. The purpose of this session is to help you learn how to handle those changes so that when you get here, it's not as steep of a learning curve, all right? You're going to learn new things. You may mess up a little bit, but that's okay, that's normal. Purpose of this session is to make sure you kind of know those things ahead of time. That way you're not seeing it for the first time on day one, all right? Next. So as a general introduction, these few things on this page right here will kind of serve you well for the next 4 years, okay? If you don't write anything down, put it in your phone, it should be this, okay? So no worries, Jackie, thank you. So operating hours, just like any other place, the university, we are open on weekdays and between 8 and 4:30. All right, that's the only time we're open. Not to say that if you email me, for example, on a weekend, I'll probably answer, but I may not, is what I'm saying. Or if you email the admissions office on a weekend, they will not answer. No one is there. Okay. If you call them on the weekend, no one will answer. No one is there. Okay. So if you need something done, this is your time frame to do it. Okay. Monday and Friday, 8 to 4:30. The university is also closed all federal holidays. So we were closed recently for Juneteenth. We'll be closed for 4th of July. But keep that in mind. If the bank is closed, we're probably closed. All right. Closed on Christmas, New Year's Day, that kind of thing. So not to say that you can't email or call those days, you just won't get a response those days. I recommend if it's a holiday, wait till the next day. Um, it's just my personal recommendation. Okay. Next, the phone number. We don't call you just to say hi. We call you for really specific, important reasons. Okay. If you get a call from a number that starts with 931-221 and ends in whatever, that's Austin P. All right. So any number that starts with this, that's APSU, you should probably pick up because it's probably something important. Okay. So for example, my phone number ends in 7735. Jackie's phone number earlier starts with 931-221. So again, all of our numbers with the university starts with the same 6 digits. So kind of keep that in mind. So if you see that number, pick up. It's us. Okay. Kind of caveat off that. Phone, we're not calling you is kind of like our second line of defense. Our first way we're going to contact you is by email. All right. So please make sure you have the Outlook app on your phone. That's the best thing. If you're not going to have it on your phone, okay. Check your email twice a day, morning and night. May seem like overkill, but I promise it's not. I promise it's not. It's just easier to have the app on your phone. That way, if we email you, you see it right then and there. You can respond right then and there. Okay. And yes, Keith.
I also want to say during the school year, check your emails before class. If you have a class at 10, check it at 9:45, right? You want to know because your teacher might last minute be like, okay, class is canceled. And that's how they let you know. They don't, you can go to the class. But trust me, I've went to class a lot of times and sat there for 20 minutes and realized class was canceled. So make sure y'all check out emails.
Good point. Yeah. And I rode the bus when I was a student here. So, it took me an hour to get to campus and 2 hours to get home. So imagine how pissed I was when one time I came to campus, there was just a note on the door saying class canceled, and that's it. And if I had checked my email, I would have seen that, oh, I didn't have to get up early to take the bus to campus for nothing. So please check your email. Again, Outlook app on your phone is your best way. But yes, professors will cancel a class sometimes half an hour before it starts. Like you never know. They can cancel class like that. All right. So please check your email. That's the official communication channel of the university. And then kind of as a caveat to that, or kind of again, we have recently changed domains. This changed during the overnight orientation. So May 31st, June 1st. This changed right then. All right. So some of you guys may not have changed your email. All you have to do is log out of your email, then log back in. All right, that's it. It should fix itself. I say that because if you're still using the @my account, that'll be completely deleted in January. So if you're using that up through January, you're kind of out of luck. So then just log out, log back in. If you need help, just put it in the chat or something. We'll give you the phone number to call the help desk later. Again, they're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. So just kind of keep that in mind. We'll put the number in the chat later on, okay? But make sure you're using your correct email. All right, next, syllabus. I'm really curious. Does anyone know what a syllabus is? You can either come off mute or put it in the chat. I'm just really curious.
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. Who's talking? I can't see. I'm sorry.
It's me, Damien.
Hey, Damien. Yeah, what is a syllabus?
I don't. I know you. My bad. I kind of forgot to. Sorry, I'm not really feeling good right now.
You're good.
I kind
So
of forgot to know syllabus.
you're good. Anyone else know what a syllabus is? Yeah, no worries, Adam. Thanks for letting me know. No worries. So now again, this is just a brief introduction. We'll have a session just on the syllabus at our August orientation, just covering the syllabus. All right. See that in the chat. Yeah, Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay. Yes, exactly. It's basically a guide of what you're doing in class. That's exactly it. And I love the word guide. That's exactly it. So the syllabus is the guide to that specific class. So my University 1000 class, all of them will have a syllabus. It tells you, okay, how your grade will be calculated, all right, what assignments you'll have in that class, how to contact your instructor, when their office hours are, and where their office is. Really, any important information Yeah, rules and regulations. Any important information about that class will be in the syllabus. So much so to if you ask a question, the instructor might just say, read the syllabus. Because the syllabus legit has almost everything you could possibly need for that class. Perfect. Awesome. Now, faculty office hours. Again, they'll be still in the syllabus. I strongly recommend going to office hours because this is actual time your faculty members have set aside just to talk to students. Troubleshooting, getting, answering questions about the course, a quiz, research, whatever. All right. Go to office hours, especially for a professor that's in your major. So like I was a psych major. So the 2 times in my life I went to office hours, it was for a psych professor. All right. I didn't go because I was scared. I was like, what do you talk about? But we'll go over that in our August orientation. But office hours are these times that you can connect with your professor and I kind of get to know them on a more personal level. And if you visit your professors during office hours, it makes a difference, I promise. Not only in your grades, but your confidence in dealing with a professor, talking to them. When they're in class, they may seem a little bit different than how they are just on their own in their office. So definitely go to office hours. You have a question about an assignment, maybe a quiz, a test, whatever it may be, how to get involved in your major, whatever it may be. Your professor wants to help you. So go to office hours. They're going to be listed on the syllabus. Great job so far, y'all. All right. So in our poll today, we kind of we asked you guys, how confident do you feel participating in a college classroom? All right. Well, this is how you can be more confident. Okay. This is how you participate. So first, show up prepared. That means something different for every class, right? So for example, if you're taking like a geology class with rocks, I don't know if they bring the rocks to class. That's not an example. In general, paper, pencil, laptop, um, notes, things like that. Be prepared. All right. If you show up like late with like nothing but like nothing, you're not going to be successful. That's just a fact. All right. Stay engaged and be respectful. Self-explanatory. I think the most important thing on this list is ask questions. If you don't understand something, it's your professor's job to kind of help you understand it. All right. You're paying to go to school here. So it's important that you understand what's going on. So if you want a professor to repeat something, explain something in a different manner, whatever it may be, ask questions. All right. They want you to ask questions. They want to see that you are engaged, that you care. Okay. So ask questions. Understand professor's expectations. Every professor is different. All right. So for example, some don't like eating in class, some don't care. Some will take attendance. Some won't. Now, does that mean you should just not show up to class because the professor doesn't take attendance? No. All right. But it does mean you should be aware of how your grade is calculated. For my class, Universe 1000, coming to class is maybe half, a third of your grade. All right. So if you never show up, you just can't pass. All right. Showing up is half the battle. All right. But your professor will have their expectations on their syllabus, how to contact them, how to pass the class, what book to buy, everything you need to know on the syllabus. If you understand their expectations, you have a better idea of how to pass the class, right? Follow participation policies. So for some classes, again, some classes don't take attendance. Some take what's called participation points. My class does, all right? So it's not enough just to show up and sit there. Some professors want to see you participate in class, whether that be contributing to group discussions, raising your hand and asking questions, whatever it may be. But again, it'll be in your syllabus. Excuse me. Make sure you follow those policies because you could be there and sit in class the whole time, but not getting participation points because you didn't talk or do anything, So keep that in mind. And again, that information will be on the syllabus, like how they calculate your grade, participation, things like that. Okay. Now, understand how you learn best. And I say this because I was going to put in here, sit in the front of the classroom. That's what works for me. All right. I get distracted from the back of the classroom. And I mentioned earlier, I'm just kind of anxious. If I can't see people, they're not there to me. So I gotta sit in the front row. That's just me though. Not everyone works that way. All right. If you're gonna sit in the middle, back, wherever, just sit however you learn best. If you know you're gonna get distracted, don't sit by the window. All right. Don't sit near the door. Just you have to know yourself. And sometimes that's kind of trial and error. The great thing about college classrooms is for the most part, again, most part, there are assigned seats. Just sit wherever you want. Sit here one day, sit there the next day. There are assigned seats. You might get a dirty look from a student because like we kind of claim seats, but there are assigned seats. All right. So understand how you learn best. Again, for me personally, I gotta sit in the front in the professor's line of sight because I know I'll pay attention if they're staring at me the whole time. That's just me. All right. Next, limit distractions. So again, don't sit. I can't sit by a window. I'll get distracted. I can't sit by the door. Just know yourself. Again, limit distractions around you. And that's different from a lot of people. So for some people, it's distracting to have their laptop open. For some people, they need it open to typing something else or something to be able to focus, if that makes sense. Just limit distractions for whatever distracts you. Last but not least, just bring a snack, especially your Tuesday, Thursday classes. They're going to be a little bit long, about an hour and a half. Bring a snack. Most professors do not care if you eat in their class. Check syllabus first. But most won't care because it's college. Now, if you're like in a science lab, no, don't bring a snack in there. But any other class, if you're bring some Chick-fil-A, whatever, Einstein's, whatever it is, you might need a snack. That's okay. Bring a snack from home, whatever. All right, someone asked, can you email your professors, ask for the syllabus early? Keith, what do you think? I mean, you can. The worst they'll say is no. And honestly, it could be a good idea just to differentiate yourself from everybody else. Like, hey, this person's on it. They're asking for the syllabus early. So I mean, you can. Worst they'll do is say no. For the most part, syllabi, they are the same every semester. They just change like the class time, the section, that kind of thing. If you email me, I'll give you the syllabus early because I have it ready.
Right.
So it just kind of depends. It couldn't hurt. I don't think it could hurt at all. It's a great question. It could not hurt.
Yeah. I also, when it says understand your professor's expectations of the syllabus, if you don't understand something in the syllabus, reach out to them. One, you can if you put in the name out there first. So they're like, this student is looking like they really want to know how to be successful in one, not even just the field. If it's your major, it's your field. But if it's just a class overall, how to be successful in the class. So reaching out to them like, hey, professor, I didn't understand. What do you mean by such and such and such? Can you elaborate? Even if it's like something simple, they'll be more than likely to help you guys out. And then, like I said, once you get to that class, they now they can put that face to that name, so you can build your rapport that way. That's honestly, I'm a psych major. That's how I build a lot of my connections. I reach out to them first about something in their syllabus. Me personally, I pick anything. Hey, what do you mean this is 30% of my grade? What does that entail? Because I wanted when I reach them, I'm like, oh, then they can put a face, I'm a name to the face. But that's just me.
Yeah, great feedback, Keith. Exactly. Put your face to a name because they'll have, hundreds of students maybe. So being able to be like, oh, that's Keith, or oh, that's Rayona. I know who that is. Where do you find your professor's email? That's a great question. We're gonna put a pin in that. I'll show you later after this session. I'll show you in a second. Keith, can you write that down somewhere? I don't know, just because I'm gonna forget. Like, how do you find a professor's email? I'll just show the faculty thing. Yeah, I'll show that. So thank you.
Yeah, well, it's on the faculty thing and it's in their syllabus. So the university, as you know, now has like a standard way the syllabus supposed to kind of be in a way. So it has to have their email in there, or you could just go on the website and type in his teacher's name. Like you can find anybody that works here, you can find their name on there. So you got
And we'll show you, yeah, and we'll show you what that looks like in a second. Great question, Emma.
Yeah.
Great. So other tips to be successful in the classroom, how to be prepared. Leverage your classmates. So class lists will be in D2L. You can see anyone who's in the class just in D2L, their first and last name, everything. You can see that information. But when you're actually in the class physically, introduce yourself. People who are sitting near you. All right. Exchange contact info to be connected. Share notes. Help you to stay on track. Join study groups. And the reason why is because you can get new perspectives about your major, the class, the assignment, whatever, and learn about new opportunities that someone may have heard of, And then college is easier to support. If you can make connections with people in your major, that'll only help you in the future. Now, to be transparent, for me, I was a Dean's List student every semester. College wasn't hard for me academically, but it was abysmal for me, like socially. I was pretty shy and awkward. I didn't know how to make friends. Like completely transparent, maybe it's lame. I don't care, gonna be honest. I just didn't know how to do that. Like, what do you say to people to be their friend? Like, hi, I'm Asia. Can I be your friend? Like, I don't know. Frankly, I still don't know. So I want to go a little bit further for students who just need the extra, like, what do I say to people, right? So like you can introduce yourself or stay connected. What does that mean? How do you do that? This is for you. For my awkward people, this is for you. This is for us. So how to connect? To be completely frank, putting yourself out there can be scary. It just can be. On the poll we had earlier today, a few people said that they want to connect, just not sure how. Completely relatable. I get it. All right. But something to remember is that you are all in the same class with the same goal. Even if it's not like your major class, like it's just a random art class or something, you're still all in the same class with the same goal. You want to pass and get out of there. That's your goal, right? You know where you take this art class or whatever. Your goal is to pass and get out. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind when you're talking to people. Something that helps me even to this day as an adult, start small. A compliment goes a long way, but a hello, a comment, a compliment, hey, I like your shoes. Hey, I like your bag. Hey, I like that Star Wars button, whatever it may be. A compliment can really open doors. All right. If you're ever stuck, compliment. People like compliments. You can't be an asshole for complimenting people. I mean, you can, but compliments work. All right. Are you a blah 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 major? You a psych major? Oh, cool. I'm a psych major. Why'd you choose this major? Why'd you choose this school? All right. How are you feeling about this class? Lots of classes I've taken, I've hated. They're bad, but I had to take them. Sometimes it's fun to bond with people over like shared misery. If y'all hate that class, work together to get through the class, okay? Um, so when I was in grad school, I had a class, several classes where it was just me, one other person. That's it, two people in the whole class. And of course, she texted me one day and was like, hey, do you know what this assignment means? I don't know what this means. I'm too afraid to ask the professor. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing either. Wow, great. I don't know what's happening. Um, instant friend, we still talk. So just reach out. It's hard, but for the most part, people will appreciate the effort. And it can only benefit you both. All right. Another example is, hey, I'm trying to form a study group. Want to be interested? For those like stats classes, especially, study groups can help. Even if they can just help. Okay, they can help. And last but not least, again, this is something I've had to learn. If they're like, nah, I'm good, don't take it personally. All right. There could be a million reasons why they say no, but they could all have nothing to do with you. Okay. So put yourself out there. It's hard, but start with like a compliment.
Family or hobbies that you were interested in before. So I
People
hope
need
it
themselves.
maybe in the way
That's
possible.
it, guys.
I think Miss Parks did not go.
I can tell if that was a question for me or not. I'm sorry. No? Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, so again, a comment, a compliment, a hello can go a long way. If you're nervous, if you're anxious, that's okay. That's normal. That's okay. Just start small and you'll get there, I promise. Okay? So again, tips to connect. Next, deadline management. Now, in the poll earlier, we discussed like how do you keep track of things you have to do? So it was like planner, to-do list, make notes in your phone, calendar, whatever. People said they keep it all in their head. You can't do that anymore. You just can't. I'm sorry, you just can't. It's gonna become impossible to do that for you, okay? You cannot keep it all in your head. Something will give, all right? Now this is just a brief like taste, but we're gonna have a session all about time management using a planner in August. So this is just kind of an intro. So when you get your syllabus, there'll be due dates in there for like all major assignments. Write them all down. First day of class, first week of class, whatever, write all those due dates down. Put them in your planner on the date they're due. What I used to do in grad school was I would, put my dates down, but I'd make them due like a week ahead of when they were actually due. Let's just say something is due like October 30th. I'd put it in my calendar that was due on the 20th. That way, when I inevitably procrastinated, I still have a week to work on it, That worked for me. It may not work for you, but again, it's about learning yourself. It worked for me really well. But even maybe in a week grace period, give yourself 3 days. Just put it in your planner, put it in your phone at the very beginning. All right. Subjects that are more time consuming or challenging, obviously prioritize. We have lots of nursing students or nursing majors, health professions majors in the program. You all have to take A&P. To be completely transparent, that is a traditionally challenging class. And to be honest, University 1000, my class, is not challenging. I will not care. Let me rephrase. If you're like, hey, Asia, I'm really sorry. I spent this time working on my A&P project. I didn't finish your assignment. Kind of another day or two to work on it. Done. That's fine. Just let me know. Just communicate that with me. Because this is your first semester of college. I'm not expecting you to have everything mastered, time management skills mastered. But I expect you to communicate. And I expect you to try. University 1000 is an easy 1 credit hour class. A&P is a challenging 4 credit hour class. It's for your major. I get it. I get my class may not be a priority. That's okay. You can just let me know that, hey, I've been working on this. I'll work on yours. Can I have a day or two, a week, whatever? Just ask and I'll give it to you. I have 3 other professors or instructors teaching this class. I'll let them know that too. Like, hey, this is what I said. If they need extra time work on assignment, just give it to them. That's okay. Now, I can't give you 100% credit for it just because it's not fair people turn it on time. But, 80, 90% credit, better than 0, right? I try and be fair because college is hard. All right. Complete assignments as you get them. Most of you guys are registered for, I think all of you guys are registered for classes already. Might have a few gaps in your schedule. Do your homework then. All right. Don't wait till you get home. Just go to the library, do your homework, finish it. For me, at least, that's what worked. Again, I rode the bus when I was in school, so I would do my homework on the bus or at home or at school. That way, when I get home, it's just me time. Don't worry about homework, nothing. Do my stuff during the day, after class, and those little breaks, and that's it. I'm done. But again, do what works for you. Maximize breaks between classes. Again, use a planner or calendar. And then for those big assignments, like reports or essays or just group projects, split them up over the week. So what I used to do is I'd have a bunch of papers due in grad school. So I'd say, okay, if my final paper is due in November, by October, I should have a rough draft done. September, maybe an outline done. August, I have the topic picked out. That way I'm not doing it all the week before it's due or the day before it's due. I've done that before. I have. It's not fun. So plan to split up those big assignments over multiple weeks. That way the time is built into your schedule already. And you can put that in your calendar way ahead of time. All right. Look at the time here. I think we're like about halfway done. All right. Dishonesty. So obviously being dishonest in whatever capacity is not professional. All right. If you're like known as a liar, no one's gonna trust you. All right. So plagiarism, even accidental plagiarism, or cheating can impact your grades. Academic standing, eligibility. And if they catch you deliberately cheating, you can get kicked out of school. And like that's it. And if you're kicked out of school for something like plagiarism, it'll be really hard to get into another school or back into this one, okay? Now that's intentional or unintentional plagiarism. All right. As an example, using AI to complete your assignments, that's cheating. That's not okay. Okay. Using AI to help with your assignments can be a useful tool if your instructor allows it. This will be on the syllabus. All right. There should be like a blurb about, okay, the use of AI in the classroom. All right. As an example, for me, writing a paper, the hardest part is getting started. What I used to do in grad school, I would say, okay, ChatGPT, this is my topic. Help me draft an outline. And then I kind of get started from there. So it wasn't doing the paper for me, it was helping me get started. Now, again, every instructor is different, so please refer to their syllabus or ask them directly what their policy about AI use in the classroom is. Some professors won't allow it at all. They say it's bad. Some professors are okay with it. They're the one, no matter your opinion on AI, they're the ones grading your papers and giving you your final grade. So just listen to whatever they say, okay? All right. And kind of keep in mind, the learning process is more important than your grades. So my goal as a student was to make straight A's. I got really, really hard. What's more important than just making straight A's is the learning process. Do you actually know what you're being taught? Could you teach someone else what you're being taught? Do you understand what you're learning? that kind of thing. Because college is meant to be a challenge. And if you breeze right through it, well, most people don't. Something may be off. You could be adding some more things to your plate if you're breezing right through it. All right. But remember, there are resources here to help you navigate this challenge. As an example, citing scores is important. Again, if you accidentally plagiarize, that can get you out of school. Now, does it happen often? No, of course not. But it is possible. All right. Now we have the writing center here on campus. They can help you with that. Your English professors can help you with that. I can help you with that. The internet can help you with that. There are resources here. You just need to use them. Okay. All right. And kind of just remember, as a college student now, you are in charge of your own learning. Kind of like what Keith said. If you don't understand something, you need to seek out, you need to ask questions, seek it out. It's up to you to speak up when you need help, okay? So in class, ask questions where it doesn't make sense. Raise your hand, just ask questions. If you have a question, likely that everyone else has the same question too, they're too afraid to ask. All right, that's common, that's normal. But be the person who asks the question, okay? Office hours, like he said, meet the professor, one-on-one help. Even if it's just a silly question, go do it anyway, okay? Because again, your professor might have hundreds of students, but they want to know who Keith is, or Lindsay, or Damien is. They want to know who you are. They can connect a face to a name if you come to see them during office hours, all right? And then email. So if you're going to miss class, need help with the deadline, want to schedule a meeting, email your professors. And we'll quickly kind of go over, because we have 10 minutes left, we'll quickly go over like how to properly do that. We'll do that again in class, but let me just say in advance, writing a proper email is one of those things that's really important in higher education. If you write a bad email, it may just be ignored or dumped in the trash. Is it right? No. But it's just kind of how higher education works, okay? Now, good communication is a big part of success in college and just in general in life and your future career. Speaking up and connecting with others can lead to things like jobs, internships. I didn't know the LCC had internships, and because you guys came here to this session, now you know they have internships. You can email Miss Jackie like, hey, I'm interested in this internship. How do I get that? I didn't know that. Now you guys know that, all right? Opportunities in clubs and organizations, research, recommendation letters, helpful people who want to see you succeed. So, sorry, I'm getting involved, being connected can only help you, okay? The 2 jobs I've gotten after college have been because of other people, honestly, because I knew the right person and they're like, oh yeah, I'll advocate for Asia. I think she's great, whatever. So you're in charge of all this, so just kind of make sure that you are communicating effectively and just getting your questions answered, all right? All right, we're gonna quickly go over this because I want to leave time for questions, comments, concerns. But email etiquette is just a way to kind of show your professionalism. It's understanding of norms and also just a form of respect for again, do I agree with the fact that emails have to be written a certain way? No, but this is kind of what higher education is about, so it's kind of important, okay? So just keep in mind that again, professors may have hundreds of students, legit like 500 people, right? So give time, expect them to take at least a few business days. That's normal. All right. I'm saying 1 to 2 business days, and that goes for offices as campus offices as well. From my experience, they usually respond pretty fast, so it may not take 1 to 2 business days, but especially around busy times of the year, like August, beginning of the school year, and the school year around midterms, have a few business days, okay? They will email you back, I promise. They have gotten your email, I promise. All right. There's some few key parts to every email. The subject line, so we know what this email is. A greeting, hello, that's it. An introduction, a body, and then a closing. Go over that really quick. All right, subject line and greeting. So your subject line should have a general idea of what the email is about. Just a basic summary. So for example, question about assignment due date, request for meeting on product help, and then a greeting. Like you're writing a letter, kind of. Hello, good morning, Dr. Whatever, Professor whatever, instructor whatever. A hello is fine. Don't gotta be complicated, just hello. That's it, all right? So again, subject line, greeting. Next, introduction. I would say it's the most important part, okay? I get so many emails, and it's okay, people are running. I get emails just like, hey, this is Bob, and then the question. And it's like, I have a bunch of Bobs. Who are you? Where do I know you from? Are you in my class? Are you a student? Who are you? Okay. So please, if you don't write anything else down, write this down. Include your full name, all right, your A number, because there are actually several ages at this campus. But there are a bunch of Sarahs. There are just a bunch of people with your same name, okay? But include your A number. That's how we identify you. Because I can look it up, like, oh, this is Keith. I know who this is Keith Harris. I know what class he's in. I can tell this information, okay? Include your A number, okay? If you're emailing a professor or an instructor, include the name of the class. And if you can, it might be hard to find it, but your section of the class. As an example, I'm teaching 2 University 1000 classes. So I'll get an email from someone, for example, there are 2 Damiens here right now, there were. I got an email saying, hey, this is Damien. I'm like, well, which Damien? I have 2 Damiens, I'm teaching 2 classes. I don't know. So please include your name, A number, and at least the class name. And then you should definitely include this because this is going to be easier to know instead of your section number. The meeting days and time. All right. Hey, we meet on Tuesday, Thursdays from blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, yeah, that class. Yeah, I know now. All right. We need some personal information so we can connect. We know who you are. We can better assist you. So we can look you up in the system, okay? So example, my name is blah, blah, blah. A number. I'm a student in your blah, blah, blah class that meets blah, blah, blah. Easy, right? Now the section will also be in the syllabus, but we're assuming we don't have that right now, so syllabus. Body. People don't really have trouble with this, but include all information you could possibly include in the body email so we know. I know what you have tried. I know what you're asking for. Um, and try to avoid slang, of course, emojis. I personally don't really care. I'll use emojis in emails, depending on who I'm emailing. But as a general rule, please try and be professional. Business casual is a good way to describe it. Business casual. Yeah, be polite, maintain a respectful tone, especially if you are addressing a problem or concern. Because if you're coming with the email with an attitude, I know it's annoying, right? I know you have a problem and you just want to get help, but please come at the problem with a respectful tone because so many different people go into just everything that where the problem may not be with us. You know what I mean? So just please try and be respectful and polite. You can be firm, but be respectful and polite when you're sending an email with someone if you have a problem or concern. All right. Then last, just closing a signature, easy peasy. A polite closing and send off. So thank you. We will be working on email signatures in University 1000. That's the part at the bottom of your email that's in every single email. So it has your name. You can put whatever you want there. I'd probably do your name, your major, and then maybe your phone number if you want. Do anything specific, okay? Right. There's that. And last but not least, a lot of college is just about networking. So forming connections with other people. All right. To effectively network in college means going to campus events, going in clubs, and just getting to know students in your class, right? You want to form connections with your peers and professional staff. So like me, Keith, people in admissions, financial aid, your professors, whoever, all right? That way you have references in your resume in the future, especially your professors, all right? And if you're going to grad school, so like if you want to be a doctor, a therapist, really any of those kind of I don't know what you call those jobs. But if you're going to grad school, you need recommendation letters. All right. So professors, instructors, staff, advisors, they can write recommendation letters. But they won't if they don't know you. If you've never talked to them, if you've never went to office hours, if you've never sent them an email, they can't write your recommendation letter if they don't know you. Okay. So kind of keep that in mind. Okay, and then last but not least, so college presents many opportunities for personal growth and professional development. So there are going to be a lot of time commitments and life changes at this stage of your life. That's normal, it happens, but you're all capable of success. So to make the college experience easier, you need to communicate effectively, participate in class, and utilize your support systems and tools to be successful. So that is my 258. We're doing pretty good. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the next slide really quick. It just has the QR code for the post survey. But what questions do you have for me? Let me make sure I can see the chat. Yeah, what questions do you have for me or Keith? If you don't want to put them in the chat, you can just email me them directly. So again, with questions, I'll put my email in the chat as well. Then we will go to the next slide really quick. That is just the post-assessment. That is so I know what you guys, I know you guys are getting useful information out of this. That way I know what to change in the future. So just complete the post-assessment. Hey, say Kay, there is my email. Gonna email me any questions, just let me know. We'll do our drawing for our giveaway probably next week. The winner will get an email and we'll post it on Instagram. But our next Zoom is going over campus employment. So you want a job on campus or are interested in how that will work, we will have a career success coach here going over just how to get a job on campus, that entire process, that kind of thing. Yeah, at 2 p.m. next, I think that's 2 weeks from now, Thursday, July 10th at 2 p.m. Yeah, please complete the assessment. Again, does anyone have any questions? Oh, and Keith asks, there's someone here named iPhone user. Can you just give us your name? You can send it to Keith privately if you want to. Just so we know to give you credit for coming here. And if anyone has any questions, you can leave after you've completed the survey. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me in the chat, because someone just asked about the email thing. I recommend doing, oh, and Emma. Let me see. I'm going to, wait, is everyone having trouble getting to the survey? Has anyone gotten to it yet? Like thumbs up or thumbs down, you can, okay. Thank you guys. Okay, let me back out. Let me show you 2 things. One, going back to what Emma asked earlier today, I'm sorry, I completely forgot. How to find your professor's phone numbers or emails, whatever. Austin P website, all right? There's a, can you guys see my screen? I'm sorry. Thumbs up. Cool. Thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. Austin P website, apsu.edu, the magnifying glass in the corner, click on it. People search. That's it. So again, APSU, magnifying, oh gosh, what did I just do? Oh, admissions. Magnifying glass, people search. Like Keith was saying, anyone who works here, you can find their information when it loads. So let's do me as an example when it loads. If it ever loads. I have so many tabs open, that's why. Oh, there it goes. Okay, again, this is what it looks like. Faculty staff directory. There I am. There's Asia. Miss Jackie. There she is. Office, location, email, phone number. Any professor you have, I'm gonna do a professor I used to have when I was a student, Dr. Hatz. Email, phone number, location, all right here. All right, that's how you find their email. Now, someone mentioned the help desk. So I can't personally help with your emails, but the help desk can. So APSU help desk right here. And I'll put the information in the chat really quick though. Right here. Let me send it to everybody. So if you need help with your email, just have them double check or something. That's okay. 4347. That's the help desk. All right. Lindsay, you can't get a survey. I'll troubleshoot in a second. Moving information. Yeah, so Zion, are you still here? Let me check. Oh, you're still there. Okay. So I'll send this email to everybody a little bit later on. But Zion just asked about move-in. Okay. You guys are gonna be moving in on the 20th. The 20th? Wednesday, August 20th, between 10 and 12. That's when you're moving in. All right. Someone asked where their A number can be located. If you log into your one stop, welcome to your one stop. It's up in the corner. It says like banner ID, I think. That's your A number. If you can't log into one stop, help desk, their phone number is right here. 2 people can't get into the survey. That's interesting. Okay, what I'll do is I'm just gonna send the direct link to the survey really quick. That's not it. Any other questions? billing statements. So the billing statements is going to be student account services. Let me go there really quick. All right, this is account services. They do billing. I just call them. Here's their number. That's student account services. Yeah, let me get you guys the link. That's weird. Some of you guys can open it, some of you guys can't. I don't know why. Let's see. But I'll just send you guys the link. Just bear with me. Man, everything is slow today. Let's see the questions. Yeah, the link, billing statements, yeah, a number, yeah. Okay, cool. Got all the questions. Let me stop sharing. I guess I'm gonna stop recording too. Hang on. How do I stop recording? Oh.